Thanks, Chikwe. And now we'll have Norma Cozart from our zoning division.
Good morning. I'm Norma Cozart. I'm zoning administrator. And for the most part, our division's job is to enforce the zoning ordinance and the conditions for special exception projects. We determine use of your property, placement of your structures, and the height of your structures. We actually tell you what you can do on your property. And next slide, please. We, for the most part, we take in right now almost all the applications that come into the planning division. In a little while, we will not be taking in the special exception site plan applications and use permit applications. That will go to planning. But we will still be taking in the basic applications for plan review, for signs, certificates of occupancy, outdoor cafes, your Board of Zoning Appeals, variances, and use permits, et cetera. We also collect the fees for these applications, and we review plans. We review plans anywhere from a brand new single-family dwelling to an addition in an existing dwelling to the actual site plan and use permit special exception projects. We will continue to do plan review, we just won't be taking in the big applications. We also have an inspections and enforcement function. We inspect whatever is built, both by right and site plan, and we enforce, as I said, the zoning ordinance and the site plan and special exception conditions. Next slide. What we have heard about our zoning operation. Provide a one-stop fee payment option. Before, when you came to zoning or even ISD, you could not pay with your credit card on the 10th floor. Now you can do that. Improve our customer service through the use of digital tools. Bring us into the 21st century. Increase communication to customers and the community about what we do in our processes. Reduce plan review times. Be less restrictive for uses, particularly parking and vacant buildings. Make the zoning ordinance easier to read, use, and navigate. And codify some of our administrative practices. I have an old black notebook with a lot of determinations and things that we just do because we've been doing them forever. After we heard all of your suggestions, complaints, and whatever, we decided to do something. Right now, we're in the process of reviewing our current business practices and processes. We're working closely with ISD and with DES to try to streamline what we do and the process that you must go through once you come into the zoning office. You all wanted decreased plan review times. Well, over the last few weeks, zoning has gone from 30 to 45-day plan review to 10 to 15-day plan review. What are we changing? We had a couple of recent zoning ordinance amendments where the structural alterations requirement has been changed. Before, structural alterations in a single-family dwelling or wherever, you probably had to go to the BZA to get it done. Now, if you want to do something structural within your existing walls, we can do that by right. Parking and short-term uses. We had a lot of problems with schools parking. So the county board passed an amendment where the county board can decide not only the number of parking spaces a school must have, but that they might have some parking off-site as well as on-site. We also did an amendment for child care facilities where they can, under certain circumstances, park off-site. Short-term uses. We have a lot of vacant buildings, particularly in the Crystal City area, and a lot of private property that people want to use for the things that came up a couple of years ago, like these pop-up uses. Now we actually have a zoning ordinance that has a list of things that I can approve administratively that you can come in and do for from 1 day to 180 days, to some for 360 days. And all you need to do is fill out a certificate of occupancy, have it reviewed, and you may get approved. We're codifying administrative practices. We had on June 14, 2014, the county board passed some amendments to the zoning ordinance that codified some of the things that were in that black book, or some of the things that we just had memos and emails, or some things that I just knew because I've been here for so long that we do. So we went through and made a list of those things and codified, I think, about 75 to 80% of them. What I'm doing also is trying to write down things that we just do. And I do things like that are called zoning administrator guidelines or determinations. When we decide that this is how we want to do something, we want everybody to do it like this, and they can be found on our website. We also have started to have drop-off for revisions to route-through plans or drop-off for walkthroughs, so you don't have to sit upstairs on the 10th floor half the day to wait for someone to come see you with your plans. We have a basket that you can just drop them off. A reviewer will look at them and call you, and then you can come back in, or you don't have to come back in until you've been through all your revisions or whatever. And we found that that has worked well with our plan expediters as well as our applicants. So I'm going to stop there with some of the things zoning is doing. Shariar is going to take us through some of the bigger things that we're doing together. Thank you.